Our journey continues to Valletta, Malta. It's about 80 nautical miles and we sailed about 11 hours. We hit the dolphin jackpot. On our way to Malta, we sailed into a group of dolphins and they swam with us for a bit. Sailing in the night can both be scary and breathtakingly beautiful. This isn't for everyone. Wandering through the night, pitch dark and so silent. You feel so small on the endless sea, usually all alone. It's always a comforting moment to see land on the horizon, and it's always a surprise where we will end up. I have to say I was a little skeptical when Kai said we're going to Malta to fuel up. The trip was actually really nice with the dolphins. And we came to Malta and the town was really amazing. I was surprised by how beautiful everything is. It's so, it's such a good state. They spend a whole lot of money building that town. There's no dirt at all, nothing on the floor. All the bins are empty. All the people are so kind and so nice. The squares are beautiful. The architecture was phenomenal. There was so much attention for details. The doors were beautiful. The buildings were just amazing. I can recommend Valletta as a city. I don't know about the rest of Malta. They say it's really small. It's clear that Valletta caters a lot to cruise ship tourists. The path from the harbor to the city center is very appealing, with significant investment evident in the new, clean and well-maintained infrastructure. To get to the city, you can take a large lift for just €1 round trip. Can you imagine being a young girl, waking up in a different city every day, looking out from a lift to see a new cityscape unfold? Kai and I enjoyed the sunset and the view over the fortress, listening to the song of a talented street artist. I looked behind me and realized Bo was missing. I stayed relatively calm, sending Kai in one direction while I walked hand in hand with Louis across the square, calling Bo's name louder and louder, losing all sense of shame as panic sets in. After what felt like hours but was only minutes, Kai called me. Bo was standing in the other square, casually throwing his jacket around as if nothing has happened. My heart, which has been in my throat, finally set it back into place. I didn't let go of his hand for the rest of the day. Valletta's saluting battery is very famous and still in use today. Twice daily at precisely 12 p.m. and 4 p.m, ceremonial salutes are fired to honor Valletta's maritime heritage and offer a glimpse into its storied past. But in the old days, they had a different purpose. When the British took over the island, they adopted a new role, the time ball service. This was a way to calibrate ship clocks. When the cannon fired at midday, it allowed them to determine their longitude at sea by comparing the difference between sound and the time on board the ship at the moment. We had an incredibly fun and educational day at the Esplora Science Center. Bo explored the microscopic world, while Louis discovered what it's like to see without glasses if your vision isn't perfect. And yes, there were even dinosaurs. They launched a rocket, but their absolute favorite was navigating through the tunnel system. excitement didn't stop there. They piloted airplanes, triggered volcanic eruptions, and played with electricity. This truly was the best day ever. We are leaving Valletta now to go fuel up. We need 500 liters and we're going to Marina because the fuel is very questionable at some locations, so we decided to take a trustworthy one. At least we think it's trustworthy. And it's hot but rainy. It's always a painful moment filling up Luna's tank. Diesel is expensive right now, but in Malta it's somewhat affordable. Our tank holds 1000 liters, so it makes a difference to sail a bit further for cheaper fuel. We have 2 engines and 2 fuel tanks, and we always run both engines simultaneously. Many cruisers opt to use one engine at a time to save fuel, but this means less speed. Thankfully, we now consume less fuel since we no longer need to run the generator. In the past, we had to run the generator to have electricity for air conditioning and charging of the batteries. Average fuel consumption of our 11 kilowatts generator was 6 liters an hour, and we needed to run it 3 to 4 hours per day to keep up consumption. Using the solar panels we installed, we now save ourselves 24 liters of fuel every day. That's 30 euros every day. And here's a fun fact. When refueling, it's important to avoid spills, because just 1 liter of oil can contaminate up to 1 million liters of water. That's why we always have some paper towels with detergent by hand to clean quickly when spilling. Let me give you some insights about our diesel consumption. Our engine speed is 2000 rounds per minute. The fuel consumption is 3 liters per hour per engine. With 2 engines, that's 6 liters in total. We move 7 knots an hour, and 1 knot is 1.85 kilometers an hour. With 7 knots, that's 13 kilometers an hour. 6 liters over 13 kilometers, that means that 1 liter is 2 kilometers. With 50 liters, we travel 100 kilometers. Based on Malta fuel, 1.21 euros, 100 kilometers cost us 60.5 euros. Not as expensive as you would expect to move a 21 tons vessel this distance. Even better on sales, it's for free. This is one of the reasons we take weather forecasting very serious. Right now we're moving to the other island, Gozo. We are staying there for the night, I think. If it's beautiful, we'll stay another night. If not, we'll move on. And then we'll go back to Sicily. We have to go to Palermo. And then we have 2 more weeks to go up the Italian coast. And then we're meeting friends in Pisa. Really looking forward to that. Really curious what the rest of Malta looks like, what the islands do look like. And really looking forward to Palermo and the volcano island. Also really excited about. So yeah, another day at the office in the Luna boat. We anchored in a beautiful bay in Gozo and went on a little trip. Kai heard there was a cove that led into a hidden beach, and that was a really cool experience.
Wow. I know you have questions, I don't have answers, clearly no manners, baby. I know you want it better, putting on the pressure. Nothing's ever enough, even if I try too hard. Tell me what to do.
And wherever we are, we can always check the cameras to see if our beloved Luna is alright.
nothing's ever enough. Even if I try and try too hard, tell me what to do, say anything, yeah.
We are now at Gozo, a small island near Malta, and it's really amazing on lifeguard duty. And for me, it's a bit too cold to swim now. It's 25, but it feels colder.
A thunderstorm was on its way from Tunisia, so we had to wait for the weather to clear before we could start our journey back to Sicily. From the bay we could see the front coming closer. I find it very impressive how you can see the weather change all of a sudden, and to be honest, I always find it a little scary as well, because you just don't know what will happen. In any case, I've learned from the captain that you should start the ship's engine when a thunderstorm is approaching, because a diesel engine doesn't need electricity to keep running. If you get into trouble, you always have the option to sail away. This also gives you the option to relieve the anchor by slightly maneuvering the boat forward, which eases the forces on the anchor chain.